Hello. So, hopefully you saw the earlier video when I was outside foraging. I'm going to start a quick little watch party for some of my other pages. And I can't wait to announce the winner of our giveaway. And thank you guys for, giving your guesses and all of that. That's really awesome. So just give me like 2 seconds and just let me know that you're here and where you are watching. Love to know. And if you still have guesses, the winner is the first person who guessed, but I would still love, who guessed correctly. I would still love to know what you guys think about what I was doing foraging in nature. And I mean, you guys know I must really, really love you guys because I went foraging through nature and I don't do nature. So hold on, let me just do this here. Foraging. So with the love of technology, it's great because I get to do things like all at once instead of doing it like one by one. So just give me one more second, you guys. So this isn't new technology, but it's something that I don't use often. So it's really great because I get to do things at once. Hey, Stacy. So thanks for doing my poll. I have no idea how I ended up doing a poll. I was trying to add the smiling emoji. I don't know. Sometimes the internet and all is just funny. Hey, Allison. So, Stacy, you have, you guessed. Allison, do you know why I might have been foraging through through nature? So I don't know. I just want you all to know that I really love you guys because I went out into nature and I'm not a huge fan of, yes, it was user error for sure. I'm not a huge fan of wildlife, and that includes like insects and things. And but I went out foraging for pine cones so we can have something fun because we're coming up on the holiday season, and this is like in America, in the US, it's going to be Thanksgiving next week. So then you've got kids who are off for fall break, autumn break. Then you've got, all of the family. Hey, Sharisha. So then, you're going to have family over. And sometimes, the kids can go a little stir crazy. They can drive the parents nuts and all of that when they're trying to get all the things together for, for the holidays, and with the cooking and the cleaning and all the things that go along. Exactly, bugs, yuck. All the things that go along with getting the holidays together. Because when you're little, it's easy, right? When you're little, it's like, oh, I just show up. School is over, I show up, and then there's food, and there's family, and there's friends, and there are activities. So I want to help you to keep all of the littles out of your hair and having some fun and doing something exciting. So I foraged for pine cones. And why did I forage for pine cones? Because we're going to do a DIY. And this DIY is super simple. It's kid friendly, it's adult friendly. There's only one part where, mom or dad may want to get involved. But for the most part, it could possibly wear your kids out so you can, just chill out in peace. So I don't know about you guys. When I was younger, one of my aunts, what she would do during our breaks, especially the summer breaks, because they were, a few months long, And there were, you know, quite a few of us kids running around driving her mad. So I'm very competitive, and my older cousin, he was also very competitive. So what she would do was send us out into the yard, and she had like 2.5 acres of land. So send us out into the yard to go collect beetles. This was before my complete phobia of all things creepy and crawly. But go out and collect beetles that were eating her plants. Now you can imagine, on 2.5 acres of land, there are a lot of plants. And that means there are a lot of these little beetles. So she would send us out with jars to go collect these beetles. And eventually she made us go further away, like into the woods, to collect blackberries, wild blackberries. But that was to get us out of the house for a couple of hours, because she wanted to make us, it was a competition, right? Whoever had the most beetles or the most blackberries in their jar by the time we came back was the winner. And it wasn't like a big prize or anything. It was mostly, you know, like you got to pick the movie that night at Blockbuster. That just goes to show you how old and how long ago this was, right? We went to the video store to get like actual VHS tapes to watch movies. So no Netflix on demand. So this is something that you can do, right? I mean, if you're in an area where you have falling pine cones, this is perfect, because you send the kids out and see who can collect the most pine cones. So what I did was I collected all the pine cones today, and this is how they've turned out. And I'll show you how they got like this and what we're going to do. So we're going to make a DIY pine cone diffuser. And what we'll do is we'll put the pine cones in a nice little bowl. So it's not only keeping the kids occupied, but it'll make your home smell great. It will boost moods. It will also, you know, it's a nice little gift. Something, you know, if people are visiting from out of town, their kids can take these home with them too. Oh, I'm old, Stacy. Ha! You're what, a year younger than me? So yes, I'm being called old on my own Facebook Live. So so when you get the pine cones, you can use store-bought, but that's not as much fun. I actually did have a good time picking pine cones, and these are all tiny pine cones. So when you want to make sure that you get all of the bugs out of the pine cones, because bugs are gross. And so you want all the bugs out. You want to get the sap out of the pine cones, because it's just not going to work well. So I wish, I should have saved some before I fixed them. But okay, so this is pretty much how the pine cone looks after it gets cleaned. So the way that you clean it, and don't worry, I'll post step-by-step instructions with photos of what I did along the way. But you wash the pine cones by basically putting them in a bucket of warm water, a big bowl of warm water with some white vinegar. So it's 2 parts warm water, 1 part vinegar. So just depending, you know, how many pine cones you have, how big the pine cones are. These are pretty small, so I just used like 2 or 3 cups. I think I used 3 cups of water, and then 1.5 cups of the vinegar. And then let them soak for about 25-30 minutes. You don't want to go any longer than 30 minutes, because then they'll stay closed. You want the pine cones to be open. Hey, Rebecca, you want the pine cones to be open. You don't want them to be closed like this. This isn't a very good pine cone for what we're going to do. So after you soak them, pour the water out of the bowl, rinse the pine cones off, and then get a baking sheet and just lay them on the baking sheet and put them in the oven for about Love You Tuesdays. So you put the pine cones in the oven on 200 Fahrenheit for about an hour. Just really depends on your oven. So if you're doing this during Thanksgiving, when you're using yes, my face is intact, thank you. Nothing ate my face off while I was out in nature. It was harrowing for a minute. There was a bunny that went by. But if you're using the oven because you're baking and making all of the foods, then you can do this while you guys are eating, and then this will be, the kids can finish up after dinner. So after you put these in the oven for about an hour or so, they'll start to open, and you want to make sure that the pine cones are open. Okay, so you want them to be open. So what we're going to do next is the real fun part, because you get to choose how you want the pine cones to smell. And I am a representative for doTERRA Essential Oils, which is the world's largest distributor. And we have certified pure therapeutic grade oils that do a lot of things. And if you don't know what an essential oil is, it's an aromatic compound of plant, so the smelly bit of the plant. And I'm sure you've been in stores where you've walked in and you're just assaulted by, like these chemical cinnamon smells of like the broomsticks and the pine cones and all of those things. Well, we can do that, but naturally. And so it'll help to boost the mood of the home, everyone in the home. It will help to smell good. And again, it's just fun, and it's all natural, no chemical contaminants. All the plants are grown without any type of toxic chemicals, and they are distilled without and bottled without any fillers and no adulteration, so it's great. So what you're going to need, I'm using jars. I'm a huge upcycler, so I'm using old jars, and I haven't gotten all of the labels off. Lemon oil takes these labels off beautifully. I've just been too lazy to do it, but I'm just going to use old jars because you need the oils and the pine cones to kind of marinate for a day. You don't have to, but it's better. You could use Ziploc bags, like little baggies, if that's more comfortable. Maybe your kids are smaller and you don't trust them around glass, then you can totally use the baggies, and that's completely fine. But for our purposes, we're going to use the glass jars because I'm an upcycler and I can reuse the jars. I can't reuse the bags. So you're going to need your essential oils. And the ones that we're going to use today, we're going to use, I'm going to make 3 blends for us. So I'm going to use lavender and wild orange, and I'm going to tell you in a minute why I'm using these particular oils. So lavender and wild orange, Siberian fir and peppermint, and holiday joy. So what I love is you can tailor this to whatever you want. So I want a nice calming blend that can be put in bedrooms. So if you're having overnight guests for the holidays, then this is a great blend to put in the bedroom. It will help them to just kind of chill out from the day. So we all know that lavender is one of the most soothing substances on the planet. I'll show you there, lavender. And just so happens today with doTERRA, when you buy lavender essential oil, you'll get peppermint oil for free. So that's a really great deal because you're going to save about $27. So that's really, really good. And I'll pop a link in here that will show you how to, and I'm looking down here too because I have my computer on, and so Angela says Holiday Joy is life. Yes, Holiday Joy is amazeballs. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. And I'll tell you what's in Holiday Joy in a second. So lavender is one of the most soothing substances on earth, so we definitely want to have the lavender oil in a bedroom because it's just going to chill you out for sleeping. And wild orange is a citrus oil, and so generally citrus oils are very uplifting and mood boosting, and wild orange is, but it's also adaptive to your stress. So one thing that's really great when you pair these two together, these are just a magnificent blend to just calm you down, calm anyone down, and just chill out. Now, if you're unsure if you're going to like a certain blend, then all you have to do is open them up and think back to chemistry class in high school and then just smell them together this way so that way you can tell. So here's what we're going to do. We have our pine cone. Now, you can do this 2 ways also. Maybe a more kid-friendly way, depending on how old your children are, would be to get yourself a glass sprayer bottle, put some water in there, and then put, 4 or 5 drops of the essential oil in, and then they can spray the pine cones before putting them in the jar or the baggie, whatever is more convenient for you. My method is to just put a drop of each oil on the pine cone and then put it in my container. So I'm just going to take my pine cone and I'll put a drop here. That was my lavender, and put a drop of my wild orange. And so when I'm putting it in the jar, what happens is, you put them all in the jar, you seal it up, or the baggie, and just let it sit for about a day. 24 hours is all you really need. And then you're going to have a nice, strong scent for about a week. So that's really, and it's so, I wish I had smell-o-vision, because you can already smell the potency of the oils. So doTERRA's oils are very potent because they are pure. So 1 drop is really all you need. So we'll do that. All right, so that's just one. And then you do the same for each blend that you're making. I'm not gonna make all the blends because that would just be tedious for you. You just saw me put a drop. I mean, anybody can put a drop of an essential oil on a pine cone. And so when you take everything out of the pine cone, out of the jar, just put it in a nice bowl, and then it's perfect. Or if you wanted to, if your jar is nice enough, or if you don't care if your jar is nice enough, just keep it in the jar and keep it open. And so maybe, you have this in the bathroom. Like this with Holiday Joy will be, it will blow your mind. It will absolutely blow your mind. And so let me tell you what's in Holiday Joy, because Holiday Joy is great. And it's only out during the holidays. So it's got Siberian fir, wild orange, clove, cinnamon, cassia, which is a cinnamon cousin, Douglas fir, which is very piney. We love that. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the idea. And it has nutmeg, kernel oil, and vanilla bean extract. So it's a really delicious, spicy aroma, and it's uplifting, which is really great. And again, it's going to smell like a better version of those things that you are assaulted by when you walk into certain department stores or certain stores this time of year. So again, just a drop on each pine cone and put it in your jar. So the other oils that I chose for this, and I'm making these all today, so that way I can put them out. Sorry, I'm opening up a jar. I close everything so tightly. I'm actually not going to use this jar right now because it's wet. I just took it out of the dishwasher and didn't dry it. So I'm not going to use that one right now. You don't want to use a wet jar, okay? Don't use a wet jar. So peppermint oil is phenomenal. And Stacy, this is your favorite oil, peppermint. Peppermint is a good uplifting, energizing oil. So I would love to have this, like by the front door when people come in. They are instantly, they're instantly in a good mood and they're happy and they're energetic because they have this oil that's just going to just boost their mood, and you can't help but smile. So it's really great. And Siberian fir, and it also helps you focus too. So focusing is really a great, yes, you were just typing that, it's your favorite. So it's also really great. So maybe, your kids have some homework to do over the break. I don't know if that's still a thing. I always had homework to do over the fall and winter breaks. So, peppermint, maybe keep it on their desk or wherever they do their homework, so it can help them focus, because it's hard to focus when you want to go out and play because you're on break and then you have like an essay due when you get back to school on Monday. And then the Siberian fir, which is really good because it helps you to live in the present, and it's a good respiratory oil. So this is another time of year when people are coming down with things, and there are a lot of, germy donations that happen at school right now, and then they bring it home to the whole family. So this is just these two together will help people to be able to breathe and just, and it makes you happy and helps you focus. So that's why I chose these two as a nice blend together. And so again, and I'll drop the link in the comments, because if you are not already one of my doTERRA customers, then hello, you should be, because everyone needs essential oils, and I want to help you. And so you can buy them retail, or you can become a member and get everything at 25% off, which is awesome. If you were to buy 5 lavenders, you'll get 5 peppermint oils for free, which means you're saving like over $15, $120. I don't do math. I was a writer forever. I can't add, but you save a lot of money, and then you're good for like a year. Unless you're Stacy, then your 5 bottles of peppermint would last you like, I don't know, a month. So you have the, this is a great blend, a great deal. And Siberian Fir is 10% off. So you can get a lot of amazing things. So do you guys have any questions about how to do this pine cone diffuser DIY? Like, it's so simple, and it's something, again, that any kid can do. And it's fun. I actually had a good time, like I said, foraging for these and trying to pick some that didn't look too bug-filled. And although I have to say, it was really creepy when after the cones were soaking, it was kind of creepy seeing, like there was a spider that was in one of the cones, I'm guessing, because there was a spider in the water. And a couple of other crawly things, but it's all good because I have this and I can make something fun and exciting, and I can't wait to put them out. So that was what I was doing. And so the winner is Willie Mae Keaton. So congratulations, you were the first person to guess what I was doing. So yay! Now, she's not on Facebook right now, so I will type in there and get in touch with her. But congratulations, that's pretty awesome. Like, woohoo! Yes, so I'm going to post all of the steps, but I'll just run through them really quickly. So after I foraged for the pine cones, and again, this would make a great competition for your kids, but after I foraged for the pine cones, I put them in a bowl of water, 2 parts warm water, 1 part white vinegar. Soak them for about 25-30 minutes. You don't want to go over 30 minutes because then the pine cones will stay closed. When they get wet, they close up, and you want them to be open like this, right? A little more open would be nice, but open like this, not closed up like that. So after that, I dumped the water. I squeezed them a little bit too. And then I put them on a baking tin and put them in the oven for 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, sorry, but it's easy enough to look up. Put that in for about an hour, but you just have to keep watching it. And you definitely want to watch because pine cones aren't meant to be in the oven, so you don't want any fires or anything. But once they start to open and they're dry, then you can stop the oven and take them out. And then I just let them cool down for a bit. And then I just put 1 drop of an essential oil on the pine cone. Put the pine cone in a jar, an upcycled jar, or you can use a baggie. And I'll let them sit in the jar for about a day. So by this time tomorrow, I'll take them out and then I'll put them all over the house so that different rooms have different scents and different feelings, different sensory experiences, and it'll be fun. I'm excited. I may go forward for some more pine cones tomorrow. I'm feeling empowered now, guys. I am feeling completely empowered. It's great. And if you wanted to use these oils that I'm using, they're from doTERRA Essential Oils, and I'll pop a link in the comments so that way you can log on and purchase them because they're on special today. When you get lavender, you'll get peppermint for free, and so you're going to save a ton of money, which is a beautiful thing. The BOGO, the buy one get one free, is for the US and Canada, and then you can add in the holiday joy because, as Angela says, holiday joy is life, and it's just got so many amazing, beautiful oils in it that just smell like the holidays. So let me know what questions you guys have, and we're going to pop off. I'm going to finish making my pine cone diffusers. I mean, dude, this is so cheap. They were free. Like, they were free from nature. And no creatures ate my face off. Not even the bunny that went hopping by me. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Take care.